Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. Well, Friday. It's the whole weekend. Um, yeah, and I guess I survived it. Went to a friend's place because they're the only ones that will have me. My family's like, oh, yeah, who's the handsome cousin, sister, brother we don't talk to? I think they hate me because I'm good looking. My family's not very good looking. That's actually the truth. I'm the best looking person in my family by like any stretch of the imagination. My family's actually pretty, I guess you would say, ugly. I guess if there was like a scale to 1 to 10, like each of their looks, they're between a 4 and a 6. 6 is being generous. They're not attractive people. So I feel like when I come in, I'm like a big bright light of like handsomeness. And I mean, even like their features, like their eyes are all like this. They look like kind of like like somebody like tried to draw a person and they really just like their hand fell asleep. That's what my family all look like. It's sad though. It's like I try to kind of like work through their disfigurements, but it's hard. I think that's why they don't want to invite me for dinner. Um, but going, this is the first Thanksgiving that I was sober since like grade school, and I'm not even kidding you when I say that. My mother and father would throw big Thanksgiving parties, and they allowed me to drink since I was like 8. Not a big deal. They'd just give me a shot or something, or a glass of wine. Everybody's trashed and everyone's having a good time. So like, yeah, let's give Conrad like a drink too. Like, let him enjoy. Uh, and also like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is also like a big deal. At least here in New York City, we would always get together. The guys would always have a guys' night out. Um, get like drunk at a bar or something and talk about how a review of the year and the things that we're looking forward to in the year to come. But we don't do that anymore either. So that's so I didn't do that. Didn't have the big Wednesday night out, which is I know here in New York is like I know I'm sure the bars were packed and early. And then you have Thanksgiving, which is like obviously eat, drink, and be merry. I mean, I ate my weight, and my friends they cooked a lot of food. It was good. I watched some movies, a lot of funny movies, well, actually not funny, a lot of strange movies. This is the movies we watched. We watched uh, Good Boy, which is about a is a horror movie from the perspective of a dog, which was pretty good. Then we watched The Holy Mountain, which was with Alejandro Jodorowsky. I like to freak out my friends with these movies. Which is a Sisu, which is like this revenge war movie, and then that movie Friendship with what's his name? I was gonna say Jude Law. No, it's that other guy. Um, Not Jude Law. Uh, I forgot the guy's name. Oh, Paul Rudd. Where'd I get Jude Law from Paul Rudd? Anyway, um, yeah, that was funny. So, so we're just going through the movie and watching the stuff, and didn't have a drink, not one, and it was like crazy, for the first time. That's like never happened. So I'm trying to stick with this whole thing, and they say self-conquest is the greatest of all victories, and man, is self-conquest really, really hard. Like seriously. Um, and that's it, really. Here downtown, doing some measurements. Wanted to make like a new thing, new project. I'm always coming up with new ideas, new project ideas. I'm pretty crazy with that stuff. And then spending more money and more money and more money. It's just like that's all I do is just burn money. It's just all crazy. I'm just gonna go out and buy the new Lego Star Trek. Went to the store here, like the flagship one that's here on 23rd. I call it the flagship. It's got to be a flagship store. I don't think there's another one that's like that big or that interesting. They got the corner. and it stinks. The new Star Trek stinks. And for $400, they couldn't get the saucer section right. It has like no real curves. It's not smooth. It's not sleek, and it's not very sexy. So I said no to it. Not that I really have $400 to spend, but I was gonna maybe like flip it on eBay. I don't know, but I really like that show, and so I don't know how this like turned into like a toy review. You know, I'm going from a sober Thanksgiving to talking about uh, Star Trek. So I'm all over the map here. But yeah, trying to get through the brunt of this holiday season, which is like hard. It's like this is the hard time because it's like I've mentioned in the other video. It's cold and dark, and you got to keep yourself busy, or else you're gonna go just nuts. And like I covered in a previous video, it's like this like I said, bodega on every corner, liquor store every couple of blocks, bar and restaurant on every street nearly. So it's like, wow, you're really just swimming against the tide, or swimming upstream, or whatever the analogies are. I'm not like I mash them up like my father did, but he didn't. His English was his second language, so if he mashed it up, it's okay. Me, it's just like I should know better. Oh yeah, and I started contacting publishers and literary agents for one of my last books I wrote. Maybe I'll put the link in this video. But yeah, and I looked right away when I was trying to like write a pitch for whatever, and I had typos like on the second line of the synopsis, and then like on the first paragraph there was an obvious typo, and I'm like, no wonder people are turned off. Like I don't like typos at all. And it's like if I'm going to read something that someone is trying to tell me it's serious, when I see a typo, I'm just going to be like, like they even care. And I'm discovering these typos, just like that whole Pollock Krasner thing that I told you about in another video, where I misspelled Pollock and I wrote Pollack. I did it again, and it's just like just super small, just like one, and like seriously, again, one letter off, and obviously one letter off changes the whole tone. It's like what's the it's like it's an amazing thing about language. What's the difference between cute and cut? Well, you cut, you put the e makes a big difference between but it's like so funny how language is just one letter off and you change the whole thing, and one letter off, the word is wrong, or I'm just using, or the grammar, like these things just don't check the grammar. Like I went through the machine of the grammar, and I have to go through like, the Microsoft, the Microsoft Word and the Mac Pages, and then I throw it into an email, and it's like 3 different corrections. And then I try to, and then I put it through the speech to see if it even sounds good. And it's just like, you have to kind of create this like, I don't know, this hybrid of corrections to finally come up with the right version of things. And then at the same time, like I put it away for like 3 days, so then when I look at it with fresh eyes, I can find the typos and the mistakes. And that's what I did. I didn't look at this thing for 2 years, and then it's just like, oh, it all just came at me, and I'm just like, And it's like, well, of course, like if you can't proofread it, if you can't, and it's the laziness of our society, with these text messages that are completely also mistyped. There's no grammar or anything even logical about half the text I receive, but we let it go. So I was just like, well, maybe if they let go a text message, they could let go like a book or whatever I wrote. But it's just kind of funny to. No, it's not funny. How am I saying it's funny? It's not funny. I want to sell a book. I want, well, it's not so much the selling, but I want the book to get published, for crying out loud. And, throwing it up on Amazon Kindle, I mean, that's great. Pat yourself on the back, but, there's millions of just bad books on there anyway. So I want it in print, and I want to make the New York Times bestseller and sell the script to Spike Lee. Well, the book rights at least, or to somebody. So just going through that process of like, if you're going to be at home too, and because the weather is getting stinky, you got to go and do it on the computer too, but then, you sit on your ass for like 10 hours and then you're like, ugh, not good. All right. That's it for now.